Hey guys, it's Izzy here. So today, before we get into like the actual point of this video, I did want to talk about the Black Lives Matter movement that is happening right now, and it's been happening a long time, but right now it's everything that you're seeing, and it should be. So if y'all didn't see, I actually went to a protest yesterday, and it was one of the most powerful things I've ever seen. It literally gave me chills, and it was like a 90-degree day, and especially all these people who came together, a good 1,000 people coming together in the South Carolina heat to get justice for George Floyd, who was murdered. It's just amazing, and I really do believe that we are changing America, and I am learning so much from Black people, the struggles that they go through, and I want to learn more about that because obviously having white privilege, we don't see a lot, and now we are, especially with social media, stuff being recorded and all, you just learn so much. And as I said, I do think this movement is going to change America. I am like 100% certain of that, and hopefully no more people of color, especially Black people, will be killed by police. And that's all I really have to say. There's a lot I could say. It's just hard to get it all out, like talking wise. I've taught a bunch on Twitter, Instagram, and as y'all saw, I posted a video of the march yesterday, but I am going to leave a link down below in the pinned comment of just multiple sources for you to learn more about the Black Lives Matter movement if you want to donate money, protest, and all that. So I am going to leave that in the pinned comment because that is so important that we are supporting Black Lives Matter right now. Their debut album, I think it's one of the best-selling albums of all time. Today's video is a TBR video. I'm going to be showing y'all the books that I am reading this month. I will most likely read more than this, but these are some books that I absolutely know I can get to 4 books in a month. So the first book I am halfway through, and that is Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. It is a classic, and I feel like I don't need to explain it too much, but I am. So this is set in the late 1700s, early 1800s. The Napoleonic Wars are going on. I thought Jane Austen was in Victorian times, but she's like 100 years before that. So in this book, the Bennets are a family of, there are 4 daughters maybe. There's 2 main ones that we hear more about, and they need to be married off, and it would be very nice if they are married off into rich families. So Elizabeth is our main character, and she's turned down a proposal. I think she's really ahead of her time. She doesn't think she is supposed to be some man's wife, and that was really awesome to see in a book that was literally published in 1813. So that, before Victorian times and all that, it's just really good to see such a character with such wit and intelligence, and just not wanting to be a pretty housewife. So she turns down a proposal. She meets Mr. Darcy, who she does not like at all at first. She thinks he's very prideful, arrogant, and all that. And then he comes between her sister and his best friend, who had a romance blooming and all that. So she hates him even more. And it's this really about those 2 characters. I think they're both very similar characters. I think there's a lot of pride to both of them. We don't see it that much in Elizabeth, but I do think it's there. And I am very much enjoying these characters. Going into this book, I didn't think I would like it, but so far I am very much enjoying it. But I do have half the book left, so who knows, it may take a turn for the worse. That has happened where I've enjoyed a book and then the ending just ruins it for me. So we're going to hope that doesn't happen with Pride and Prejudice. Our next book is a middle grade contemporary novel, and that is Song Farewell by Lynn Kelly. I don't read that much middle grade unless you count like the early Harry Potter books. But our main character, what is her name? Iris. So Iris is deaf and she is the only deaf girl at her school. So obviously there is like bullying towards her. Nobody really understands what she goes through because, as I said, she is the only deaf person in her whole school. And she is a tech genius. She can fix almost anything and is very smart. And one day she learns about this well who is a deaf whale and cannot communicate to any of the other whales in his herd. Now, she wants to research this, find out why this is, and try to help this whale, which is really heartwarming. And this cover is beautiful, and I think the inside of this book is, or one of the books, yeah, it's like a blue and purple and has the whale engraved in, which is really cool. So I got this on Book Outlet, so it is there. Book Outlet has been having drama recently. I'm not exactly sure what everything's about, so I don't know if I should be like advertising them on here. But Song for a While. Our next book is a nonfiction book, and that is The Bad Guys Who Won by Jeff Pearlman. This is a book that I usually wouldn't pick up, but my dad got it for me. It is about the Mets, and we do not like the Mets here. No. So just the subtitle or whatever is a season of brawling, boozing, bimbo chasing, and championship baseball of Straw, Doc, Mookie, Nels, the Kid, and the rest of the 1986 Mets, the rowdiest team ever to put on a New York uniform, and maybe the best. Do I agree with that? I don't know. They were crazy. It's the 80s. It's New York City. Going hand in hand. That's pretty crazy already. And they just got into a lot of trouble, and they, I assume, won the World Series because it says the bad guys who won. So yeah. Our last book is probably one that y'all have all heard of, or at least heard of the movie, and it is the graphic novel adaptation of Solo, a Star Wars movie. This is one of my favorite Star Wars movies. I did rank the Star Wars movies before, so I'll put an icon up there. We have Han Solo, we have Kira, Chewbacca, Lando, and I don't remember the other people's names. I'm sorry. That's Woody Harrelson though. Those two, I remember them in the movie, but I don't remember their names. And then there was Ness. It's like her last name, I think. I'm not sure. So this is set before like the events of the main trilogy, and you're just following a young Han Solo and just really how he got into the business that he is in. And yeah, so the Star Wars graphic novels are always fun, and since this is based on a movie, it should be interesting. I have read a graphic novel based on a movie. It was a bind up of the prequels. So this has very similar art. I don't know if it's by the same artist. I don't see an artist's name anywhere on it. Oh, here are the characters. Okay, Beckett is the one who Woody Harrelson plays. And then Lando, we said that. Then there's L337, who is a robot. Oh gosh, I can't pronounce like any of these. And Nest was that girl's last name. I have like a lot of these Funko Pops, but Star Wars, you know, they're aliens. Their names are hard to pronounce. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and as always, comment, rate, and subscribe, and be sure to check out the link in the pinned comment to learn more about the Black Lives Matter movement and just see what you can do to bring change to America. Bye guys.